it's not quite deep enough. It needs to be just enough that the switch is below the level. It's very, very close. So it's a matter of just angling the wood slightly down in the cavity, and then we're pretty much set to have fun carving out the shape I want the wood to be for the skull. Okay. Okay, so I've got the cavities made, all set up. I'm now just planing down the edges and tidying it up. I'm trying to make these nice and smooth. I'll plane the rough stuff off, then I'll sand the edges nice and round. I'll do the same on both sides, top and bottom. So I was working on this painting. I was going to do a bluebird on top of it. It was kind of an abstract, kind of cool background. But I've decided to use it for my skull project. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to use the painted canvas, to try to wrap the wooden base. And to make a really interesting setting for the skull to protrude out of. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to cut it and see about getting some PVA glue or something to stick it down. Okay, see you in a minute. And I just happen to have been given for a present the sharpest knife I've ever come across, so I'm hoping that will do the trick for taking it off cleanly. No going back now. I'm trying to position it so you can actually see what's happening. Okay, and only one side left. You hear my daughter playing piano, it's kind of cool. Okay, so here's my piece of wood. I'm going to put some glue on the top of it, and I'm going to set I'm just going to put it, actually, I'm just going to put something underneath it first, just to make sure I don't get anything on the table. There we go. Let's go. Okay, I don't want to overdo it, but I do want to make sure I get enough on just to get the top surface stuck. I'm just going to spread it with a bit of tissue or a bit of cloth, because I just want a nice even kind of layer without it being too much, you know. I can just adjust when I see somewhere that's a little light. So there's a little light on the top here. Okay, that should do quite nicely now. Let's get the stuff and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to sit it straight down. And where I want the blue bits are there. Okay, I need to change my gloves. Actually, even just bare hands will do for this fit now. So a lot of things have happened since I made my last video. Went through a bit of a tough spell where one of my best friends passed away. Kind of steals the joy out of this sort of stuff for a while you find yourself again. And I also went through big changes in my career. I left all those shift work and stuff behind, and I'm a postman now, something that gets me out in the air. So interesting stuff going on for me, but I'm kind of gradually coming back to this because I do love doing this. To make some nice crafts and things, that's always very interesting. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to put something to sit on it to allow it to stick, and then we'll see what it's like in the morning, I guess, or when I get home from work. And I should have done just enough, I think, yeah, to get the overlap. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow when we see if it's stuck or not. I brought you out to sit in a thunderstorm with me. It's only starting. How many channels bring you out into a thunderstorm? It's only beginning, but I got caught out in it today, and it was spectacular and epic. I had a raincoat with me and I threw it on me like a cape, and it was fantastic. There's no other way to put it. It was fantastic. The rain was so heavy it would nearly hurt you. This is nothing compared to it yet. So unfortunately this was a bit anticlimactic. I thought it was going to be epic storm out here. It hasn't really developed. It's just lashing rain. Better than nothing, I suppose. We haven't had rain here in Ireland for weeks. Oh, here we go. Listen, I can hear it rumbling. No, not really. We haven't had rain for weeks. The ground was nearly starting to crack. My poor little flowers are parched. Can't really water them from the mains because there's low water in the reservoirs and stuff like that. It's just too wasteful. So it's a nice interlude in the video, right? You get to look at the the side of my back garden and my feet. And the leak in the roof. God damn it. Anyway, oh here, look at this. My granddad made that. The roller for the garden. He used to have a foundry back in the 70s. Made all the shores for a lot of the old estates and stuff in Dublin and the surrounding counties. In Inchicore in Dublin was where the foundry was. And I kept that just to remember him by. So it sits over there. Every now and then, if I have a job to do, I've used it to level the ground or whatever. When I was putting in the grass, this used to be a whole big flower bed. I took it up and anyway. Here the rain's getting a bit more interesting now. Not that you can see it, I suppose, but it's cool. Anyway, I'll come back when I have a bit more to show you, unless things get really interesting out here. So this has worked a treat. It really has stuck on beautifully. At the moment I'm just trying to see how to fold it, how I should fold it to get this nice finish, and I'm just kind of playing with it a little bit, and I'm going to just stick a tack in the corner. I was originally going to use a simple thumbtack, but I think I'm going to use tacks that will work as feet and that will hold it in place at the same time, and I'll put a thumbtack somewhere in the middle here. So it's kind of tricky, but I think that's the finish I want. It's kind of, I'm trying to see it on the screen, so somewhere, something like that, nice a nice tidy corner. Okay, I'm back, and I'm just going to do this now. So that should be there, and just a little tap. That should be pretty good. And the same on the other side. And I might as well do the first two as well, even though I was pretty happy with them. Okay. And much like I did on the other side, I'm just going to put an extra tack in the center to keep it tidy. And that's what happens when you use hardwood. The tacks break. Not great. Anyway. I'll just make it smooth so that it's safe. Okay. And there we go. So now I've got this lovely colourful base. Okay. Looks pretty nice. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to trim around the perimeter of where the skull is, because I can feel it. And I'm going to glue the edge down with the. I think I'll just glue it as I apply the skull. I'll just leave it around the edge and I'll press the skull down into it and glue the skull in place. Should be kind of cool. And we're nearly done. It's a handy enough little job, but it's an interesting use of a canvas, isn't it? Just leaves you with options and kind of the cool availability of variety. That's a mouthful, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. So there it is at the moment. You can't really see the colours. I'm going to trim it, spray the varnish on, and let it set, and then I'm going to press the skull down into it, because the varnish will bring those colours forward like we've seen before, and it'll be beautiful. I think it will. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so I decided I was fucking so I decided I was slightly hungry. So I'm having a sandwich and a cup of tea while I'm doing this. You'll have to put up with it. Or click off, whichever. Anyway, using my sharpest knife ever. I'm drinking my Earl Grey. Okay. I'm just feeling out the shape of the cavity for the skull to sit into, and I'm just trimming. Okay, this feels pretty good. It's a whittling knife, this, for whittling wood. I think it might be a, my sister sent it to me from Scotland. I think it might be a scout knife or something, probably originally intended for something they do, but I don't know. But I will know one thing, she sent me plasters when she sent me it, because she was expecting me to cut myself. I haven't yet. This is a weird spot. Okay. You can see how sharp it is. It's effortless going through this. Look at it. Sorry, must have a
drink of my tea. Can't recommend Earl Grey tea enough to anyone, or freshly boiled ham in a sandwich. And using your jeans for wiping your fingers. Okay, on with the show. I'm a little bit unprofessional sometimes. I'm doing this for fun, so, and it's real. You get the real me, you don't get make you up online me. It's just me. Okay, so that's pretty good. Take that out. Make sure I've got it free. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue here and around the edges, and I'm going to set the skull into it. But that's the cavity made for that. I'm happy with that. Just put this knife away so it's safe, so no one has it. I've just shown you the varnish. This is the varnish I use. Obviously it's the Liquitex hide loss varnish. You can see it. And I'm not going to use my normal sponge, or the normal type of sponge, because I haven't been doing as much painting, obviously, as I explained at the start. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto the sponge and work from there, because I only want a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't want a huge amount of varnish to go onto this. I'm hoping it'll just soak in. Aha, come on. Whee. Here we go. Okay, I'll go down onto it, sod it. And I'm just going to brush it across it, just like we do with the normal sponge. And I'm going to do the edges as well. It's just a little light going over, but I'll just show you quickly. Hear the thunder, oh my god, that's fantastic. Okay. And stop before you do anything to the lovely paint. So what I want you to see now, if I can show you, let me just turn back on the light. Oh, don't don't you fucking do it. Okay, hang on. Hopefully you can see how much more the colours are already popping on this, look. So you can see, look. Looks kind of nice, so I'm going to leave it now to dry. That's all I wanted to do, is just put a little bit of varnish on so that it'll just protect the paint. So I think using the canvas as a base has been a really nice idea. The skull is glued. I'm actually just letting it set at the moment. However, I can still, if I'm careful, pick it up and show you what I did underneath. With the power switch, it's glued in position, and the battery case is accessible, and it should be pretty cool when it's tomorrow, when it's fully dry, and I'll be able to light it up. It's great, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. It's great. It's nice to get a project nearly finished. So here we go. So what I've done, as you can see, I've used canvas. It's worked really well. I'll lift it up and show you. With the nice blues in the paintwork, kind of complements the skull, was the intention. You see it across the front, the little feet, little studs for feet. And I'll show you the skull when it's a little bit darker later on. But it came out great, and look at the nice, interesting colours in the setting. It's set into the wood and glued in place now, and it's cool. It worked. Worked a treat. And no thunder today. It's a big success. It looks great, and such a simple little stand to make with little feet and everything using tacks. Yeah, hope you like it.